A trip to Athens, μία βόλτα στην Αθήνα, is an educational scenario for learning Greek as a second language, addressing adult migrant students. It can be implemented in a non-formal educational context. It is based on 5 authentic, real-life, open-ended activities lasting 6 hours in total, one introductory session plus 5 sessions with the activities. It integrates a variety of digital tools and it aims to enable students to communicate effectively while traveling in Greece. This scenario was designed considering the group's language and learning needs in speaking and writing skills and the difficulties concerning communication in Greek with locals, and also to engage them in rich communicative and writing tasks that encourage their self-confidence in communicating in Greek while traveling. As regards the pedagogical and language learning approaches, adult learning principles were used to create this scenario. The activities follow the task-based language teaching method, and also technology-enhanced language learning and computer-mediated communication techniques were used. Chunks templates were used as the designing rule to prescribe the format of the activities. In order to successfully implement this scenario, the students need to have a B2 level of Greek according to the Council of Europe, and they also need to be familiar with the digital tools. They are asked to communicate with their peers in Greek, they cooperate with their peers, and they can work also individually using Edmodo as a learning platform. They need to perform the speaking activities either face-to-face or via chatting using Viber, Facebook, or other applications. There is also an introductory session that presents the students the digital tools and applications so they can familiarize themselves with them. Each activity lasts about 30 to 50 minutes, and the teacher's role here is supportive. At the end of each activity, the students are asked to perform self-assessment techniques. Actually, they need to fill in a short questionnaire through Google Forms. Moving on to the actual activities, I would like to present the first activity here, which is booking a room in a hotel. Here the students need to be able to use appropriate phrases to book a room in a hotel by interacting appropriately, and they need to be able to write a short message stating details about a reservation. First, students use class tools, as you can see here, to put a dialogue between a receptionist and a guest in the correct order. Then in pairs, they use Voki to listen to the prompts from avatars, as you can see here, and start the role play by taking turns to the roles. They are either the potential guest or the receptionist, so the students need to ask and answer questions about the amenities of a hotel. They ask at least one follow-up question in response to each of their partner's answers. They need to record these dialogues in Vocaroo, as you can see here, and they also need to upload the links on the platform. Finally, they need to post a message here on Padlet informing their partner about the details of the reservation and the amenities of the hotel. Moving on with the second activity, which is entitled Going to the Acropolis, the students need to recall vocabulary concerning directions, and they need to understand directions after listening to them. First, the students recall the relevant language material, direction, vocabulary, and phrases by doing a matching activity in EducaPlay. Then students work in pairs. They listen to the directions from a recording in Vocaroo, and then they together decide and then draw the correct route on their digital maps, on scribble maps. Students need to post the links with their completed maps on Padlet, and they need to compare their route with the ones of their classmates. Moving on with the third activity, they need to decide on buying a gift. So learners need to argue and justify their opinion, and they need to use effectively phrases of proposing, agreeing, and disagreeing. Student A and student B want to decide on the gift for the Greek teacher for the end of the school year. So student A has spotted some great gifts, and also student B has some good ideas. However, they must decide on a gift since it will be from both of them. So students use Padlet to see their own prompts, as you can see here, and they need to use also some phrases in order to agree, disagree, and propose ideas. They have to record their conversation on Vocaroo, and they needed to upload the link to the platform with their final decision on the gift. Next, in activity 4, they need to decide on a restaurant. So they need to compare and contrast restaurants by interacting appropriately. They need to choose the best option and support their final decision. And finally, they need to write a restaurant review. Here, students need to read 4 brochures created on Canva, and in pairs, they need to chat and choose a restaurant to dine out by interacting appropriately. They need to negotiate over a final choice, expressing their preferences, which are presented as flashcards on Quizlet. They write collaboratively a short review expressing their eating experience from the chosen restaurant based on a writing guide which can access on Padlet. Finally, they need to post their review on Padlet. In activity number 5, with the title All's Well That Ends Well, the students need to describe pictures by paying attention to details. They also need to create a story by using past tenses effectively, and finally, they need to write an email narrating past events. In this activity, the students work in pairs synchronously in a chat room or face-to-face. They use Pixton, as you can see here, to see 12 pictures which are randomly numbered. First, the students must describe the pictures to each other, find the correct sequence of the pictures, and create a story. Then, they work individually. They need to watch a video on YouTube about the past tenses use and formation, and then they take the role of the character of the story, and they use Scribbler here to write and post an email to a friend narrating the story the pictures suggest. In conclusion, the scenario addresses real-life situations, and it combines language skills, practice, and digital tools in a collaborative and communicative way. It is student-directed, promoting autonomous learning, and it also versatile, flexible, applicable in any educational context, and adaptable to different levels with some minor changes. However, it includes limited reading skills, and the objectives focus mainly on language production, limiting the digital objectives. Last but not least, some of the applications might lack of reliability in terms of uploading, saving, and updating material, and some of them might offer limited access to free versions. So here you can see some of the references used for the production of the scenario. Thank you very much for your attention, and I will be happy to answer any of your questions either in my personal email or below at the comments of the presentation. Thank you very much once more.